Okay, good afternoon, folks. Let me just check that's sitting right. Bear me a second. Yeah, I think that's okay. So, good afternoon. Hope everyone is well. Market has... Oh, it's open. Okay, so I'm a little bit late. I was just messing around with a few settings. So, let's have a look. Okay, so there is a higher low there. It looks like we're going to push up there. I can't trade for the first minute, so I'm just going to make sure everything is as it should be. Okay, a minute's gone. Why won't that let me open up? Is it the first minute or 2 minutes? Might be the first 2 minutes, actually. Okay, so Karina, hello to you. Speedy, how you doing? Tony, good morning, or good afternoon for you, Tony, isn't it? Exponential, how you doing? Okay, as you can see, I've got I did 2 more evaluations and passed them yesterday. I did a third actually and passed that one. So I'm now up to 13 accounts, and I did 2 more this morning. So tomorrow that'll take us up to 15 accounts. I also had another payment of $600 as well. I will show you. Approved. Hopefully I should have another one for 2,000. Let's have a look. Payout approved. That one 25th today. 11:54 today. Only took 2 hours that, so there's another $600. That was the one the other day, plain and just saying it's the 550 I had, so that was just saying the plane will be in on Thursday. So things are nice at the moment. So I think I've got another 2 days, and I think I can withdraw another 2,000. I think. So things are going okay at the moment. So let me just check. I can open trades.
Order submitted.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Beautiful. Okay.
Order cancelled.
So let's have a little look here. Channel 1, 2. That will be a triple test, possibly. Let's have a look at that. 2 legs up. Trouble is, we look like we may be just ranging at the moment. We've come off the bottom, so this may go up. So, are you doing evaluations? Yeah, I do them 10. I passed 2 in a row, one after another, actually. It's much easier to pass them. I mean, it's only got to go to get the full amount to pass it. It's only got to go the length of kind of one of your average bars. Well, 65 ticks I do it for. 64 ticks, actually, it is. So, if let me just change my other chart to the NQ and I'll show you. I just find it easy to pass. It's quicker. So, are you taking patch entries? Correct. Oh, no. I'm just thinking, is this going to go up a bit? So I'm kind of winging it, but winging it with a bit of a plan in mind. So I'll show you where I took these. That was one there. See that bearish bar? So we had a leg up, we had a bearish bar triggered. As that started to push up, and I jumped in there and I was in and out. So the other one, I can't remember, maybe a little bit. So all you've got to do is get 64 ticks. So I jumped in about there, and there's 64 ticks. So it's a tiny movement with 10 contracts. Now, bearing in mind, it could come back just as easy and you know, blow the account, but it's a tiny move to pass it. I mean, you can see that it's the size. It's smaller than the size of the average bar, whereas it's got to be 6 points on here. So if I pick that bar there, 6 points, 6 1/4 to push through. So it's nearly twice the size of the average bar. So I just find it much easier. So I got one this morning, passed it. I got a second one and passed it. I just wanted to get to 15. I'm going to stick with the 15 now, maybe for a month. but I'm not finding them as stressful to trade now. I've dropped down to 1 contract. The 3 new ones I've left on 2 contracts. But what I've done is I've actually brought this in so you can see all my balances, and you can kind of keep track of how things are going, because it's easy for people to say they've got X amount this, they're doing that, the other, and you could kind of make it all up, couldn't you? So we've got this channel down. We've made 2 attempts to push higher. There is a lower high there. So is this coming down? It's a tough one, isn't it? So I'm just going to draw that there. There is a possibility of a bigger channel up, kind of a leg and a leg. So get regular pair. It's on 15 accounts. Yeah, you don't need a lot, Daryl, do you? I mean, even if you got, I mean, I don't think it's unreasonable in the slightest to expect a minimum of $250 profit per week per account. That's $1,000. If you can take $1,000 out of 15 accounts, that's not pocket change, is it? It's $15,000 a month. You're knocking on the door of $200,000 there. So, and that's just with 15. So, so I'm wondering whether this is going to come down here and take out this. I'm a bit on the fence here, but just move a couple of these things over. You can see the chart a bit better there. Oh, I should have nipped to the bathroom before I started trade. Is this going to come down here? Or is this a leg up with 2 attempts to go lower and pushing up still? You would think this would likely push up to this area, but there are no guarantees. So I'm just going to get rid of that at the moment. I was kind of looking for 2 attempts to push higher and then a drop, because that to me looks like a channel. I was expecting maybe a reversal there, or maybe a bearish bar there to trap and push down. I have a feeling this is going to come down and take that and that out. I like the way we've pushed below that EMA, so get a lower high there or something. I'm going to have to run to the bathroom in a sec. I've been guzzling water this morning. You know, sometimes you drink, and all of a sudden it starts to come through you. Yeah, I'm going to have to run. I'll be 1 minute. Okay, my apologies. Jan, how you doing, my friend? So I have put this on. If anybody, I think a lot of you know now, but I put Jan's little advert on it, or little logo, whatever you want to call it. Just letting you know about his trading journal, his news guard, and there is a link to his website. It is there, but there is a link if you find it a bit easy. But for me, this is It's the news guard that in fact, I've been talking about this. I like to think he designed it especially for me. I've been talking about this for months, having some sort of an alarm visual alert. So expect a quick bleep. That's what you need. He's just updated it as well, I think, over the last couple of days. So you can actually set it to whatever you want, which is useful. In fact, yeah, and I'll tell you what would be good, mate, having another one under there so you could have one maybe 5 minutes and one maybe 2 minutes, something like that. So there's that. That's my request if you have some spare time over the next couple of weeks. But it's really useful that it's big and in your face, and that's exactly what you need because it's so easy to forget it. And if you forget the news once, it can potentially cripple you. So he has added these types of things to it so you can change the font size and change the font and so on and so forth. But I have mine set to high and medium impact. Medium impact news, for some reason lately over the last 6 months, it's just changed. It's really spiking. So his little advert's up there. So he's also got a trading journal. But that news guard is the one for me. I made the visual. Oh, fantastic. The trouble is, it's such a simple idea, but it's so valuable. I'm surprised no one's kind of come up with something before. But you know, usually I'll have on high impact news, medium impact news, but you can still forget it because when you're sort of focusing on this, it's very easy to miss it. So that's coming up at 3 o'clock. That is. So just keep an eye on that. You'll hear my bleep anyway. If you've got your speakers on, you're obviously listening to me, so you'll hear the bleep. So 2 attempts to go lower. Is this going to push up? It's hard to say at the moment. It is really just a little bit sideways, which means it could. It's very tempting, that is, but it's 18 ticks. And we are bouncing here, so that to me I think is vulnerable. But we have pushed up and we bounced 1, 2, 3 here, so I wouldn't want to go long or short here at the moment. There is kind of a lower high there, so it may come down, or this may push up and trigger that. But it's a bit dangerous at the moment. That's a doji anyway, so that doesn't tell us much. My gut feeling is we're probably going to come down and take that out. We got to push up. There is a second entry long there, but it is going sideways, and when it does this, it generally seems to target these stops. So I don't know if anybody's watching Bitcoin, are they? Crypto has just had a big drop. All coins have at the moment. Bitcoin's at 88,000. Well, actually, it's dropped about another $600 in the last half an hour. But I watched a video earlier. Just there's a couple of people I watch and I just follow, and it just helps me manage my cryptocurrency. But I'm not too confused. I'm more in for the long term. But it's like a bloodbath at the moment. 10, 11, 12, 15%, 13%, 16%. Ethereum's down. Ethereum's not done very well this time around. Now, obviously, things could completely change. But Bitcoin, yeah, 88,000. It's just it's a smidgen off 87. It's on 87,000 now. So it's really taken a dump. So I don't know. I'm tending to hear about these tariffs, whether this is having something to do with it. I don't know. Trump at the moment, he seems to be rocking the boat at the moment. I was watching his talk with Macron yesterday, and I don't know. He's not invoking confidence, to be honest with you. It's not the ideal start to his presidency. You've got Canada potentially looking at the EU and looking at China and supplying them with oil or whatever else. So it's not looking good at the moment. So it did what I expected it to do, take out that level there. So we had this channel down and a bunch of things and another channel down. So my chain link is down 8. Yeah, I got some chain link as well. Yeah, I'm not too fussed. Crypto always recovers. That's the one thing about crypto. The thing is, when you do have crypto, you've got to really be able to put up with the swings, because it really can. Not so much with stocks, but with crypto, it can be scary. So I don't think Trump is a genius, but it would be a genius if he's doing everything to tank the stock market and then to buy big. Well, there is that, don't you? The thing is, sometimes, I don't expect Donald Trump to be a stupid man. I don't think he minces his words a bit. I don't think he's good with words, but he is a businessman, and he's been a businessman for a long time, and he's been right down in the dumps, and he's picked up. So I don't think he's a stupid guy, but yeah, you don't know. I do believe he has some crypto, so yeah, maybe he's dumping the markets and that. But I mean, all this stuff about the Ukraine is a bit odd, I think. It doesn't really make much sense why he said what he said, but it is unusual. But I think he needs to patch things with Canada and pretty quick. Both Trump and Elon Musk can take their position. Yeah, Elon Musk's another oddball, isn't he? I mean, really, it is almost kind of like his psychic, isn't it? You should not, as a president, be having the world's richest man by your side. That's really strange. If that happened in this country, he would get crucified. You've got to be very, very careful, especially in the UK, about having people supporting you like that. There's all sorts of stuff that'll come out in the press, but it's a bit odd, and it'd be nice to find out what his end game is, but it is odd. I mean, Elon Musk's a clever guy, but he is a bit odd as well, isn't he? I'm not sure what Tesla stock is doing, but I know Canada has said they could implement 100% tariffs on Tesla cars. I thought Tesla might take a bit of a hit yesterday, but I don't think it really did. But yeah, it doesn't worry me so much. Crypto swinging like this. Yeah, it would, wouldn't it? So, yeah, I was kind of looking for a triple test here because we've had 2 legs up. We tried twice more. I didn't really want to get in on that, which is why that looked kind of appealing. But we've had a couple of bounces out on the midline. We didn't get down very far there, so my concern was this bounces. Norwegian Oil has a lot invested in Tesla. I hope to sell a position soon, about 70 billion. Okay. Yeah, it's a bit of a messy picture, isn't it? All this stuff at the moment. I definitely felt better yesterday, only trading 1 contract. Definitely seems to have taken a little bit of a weight off my shoulders. Trouble is, I found the more accounts you get, it kind of adds a little bit more pressure. I know last time I went up to 20 accounts and I was trading 2 contracts, and in all honesty, it was just too much. I was scared stiff. As soon as I was in a trade, I was trying to get out of it. So as these are growing, I think I'd rather take it a little bit slower and steady. See, most of these now are at or around payment levels. So even trading 1 contract for 3 points, if you can get 3 of those, even 2 of those on average per week, it's $1,000 a month. So there's plenty that need to be earned. Are you looking to build the balance of the Apex accounts? I've got 2 thoughts there, Daryl. One, I'm thinking let's keep 10 of them to consistently get payments out of when they reach around the 2.6 to 3. Take monthly payments, and anything else I get on top, I'm going to try and grow. Now, I don't know how I feel about having lots of money sat there with Apex. I know I'm not too concerned about Apex. I know they've had a bit of a rocky road, but I still don't want huge amounts. I don't think I'd feel comfortable having 20 accounts with $10,000 in. That's some serious money. But I think what I'm going to do, the 10 I've got currently, well, the 10 I've had that are, you know, I think the lowest one's just over $1,800. Those 10, I'm gonna, you know, every time I get to 8 days or whatever, I'm going to take what I can off them. And the other 3 I've got, which started today, and 2 more tomorrow, I'm going to kind of let them grow. So the 10 should give me a nice little wage, and the rest, hopefully, we can continue to grow. And then I need to start diversifying as well. I was doing well on that my funded futures account the other day, and I did something stupid and ended up blowing it, but that's by the by now. So okay, so let's just have a little zoom out here. So news coming up in about 8 minutes. So I would say there's probably something larger there. I had it there and we had a break, but we've continued to come down. So having said that, it may be a push down with a break and then down to the lows here, but I've got this in a bigger channel anyway. It looks okay to me. So far I feel comfortable with Apex. I know some are warning about them like Kellyanne does, but I've not been unfairly treated. No, I haven't. 2.5 years. Yeah, it's a bit about that for me as well. You know, I know all that stuff with John Skelton and all that, and it didn't look very good, did it? But, you know, I think really if you think businesses aren't out there to try and cut costs and save money, you're kind of naive, really. So I think it's natural businesses look at money. Now, it did seem a bit slimy, I got to say. But I don't know. I mean, there's a certain way of saying things like that, isn't there? But when I haven't traded account carelessly, I've been paid. Now, the one account I got paid for this morning, I've traded that fine. The other one that I got refused for yesterday, I think I went over the 30%. So that's fine as long as, you know, I'm paid. I mean, they're a big company. They make a lot of money. They're not going to throw that away. Yes, I understand they got these civil court issues with a former employee, but that happens in business. I think half a big business spend half their life in courts in one way or another, so I'm not concerned about that. I don't know, Kellyanne sort of ripped him one a little bit. But what I'll say is a lot of people got really peed off with Apex when they started adhering to the rules. It would have been much better if they'd have said, okay, there's a lot of rule breaking on, so from the beginning of the next month, we're giving everyone sort of, you know, free time at the moment, but from the beginning of the next month, we're going to start, you need to start adhering to the rules. That would have come over better instead of just doing a blanket, everyone's broke the rules, anybody broke the rules, let's not pay them. And that upset a lot of people, and I dare say a lot of people went on to websites such as Trustpilot and, you know, kicked off a little bit, and, you know, Kellyanne wrote a bit of stuff about it, and people are peed off, they've not got paid, they're going to start shouting, and I think that's what happened. They were specific on why payments are rejected. Yeah, it would be a little bit more if they specify a bit. I think from a Pat's point of view, we don't DCA or anything like that. Our trades are pretty straightforward. Our risks are relatively consistent. So, you know, I don't think there's a major issue there. Some kind of league. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what's going on, because she put that video, didn't she, John Skelton on there, and I think it got canned. I think they made her take it down. So I I mean, she's just reporting the stuff, isn't she? You know, kind of don't shoot the messenger, but see, I don't know. But I know they're keeping a low profile at the moment, Apex, aren't they? But I'm okay with them. You know, at the end of the day, for me, from my point of view, okay, news coming up 5 minutes. From my point of view, if I'm treated fairly, I don't care what other people say. As long as they treat me fairly, then that's all I'm really concerned with. So there's an overshoot there. I think it's an overshoot. Having said that, that actually fits, so maybe it's not, although I wouldn't want to go short here. So what I'm going to do is just open this, go back into alarms, and I'm going to set it for 2 minutes. So you can do that quickly. So, because I want reminding again after 2 minutes. Okay, yeah, that looks like... if I'd have got a higher low here, I may have had a go there because I think that was worth it. Let's have a look. I'm just going to leave that there. It does look like an overshoot, and as we know with an overshoot, it can reverse from time to time. Now, at least both these news items are in and out at the same time, so sometimes it does nothing, but, you know, I think it was 6 months ago, there was just a massive spike on a medium impact news, and ever since then, it's been flickering around. Top Step, yes. Top Step have started implementing the rules. So, do you know, in fact, that payment I applied for earlier on, I applied for it this morning and it got approved. Now, it was my 6th payment and I could have taken up to $2,000, even though there was only $2,700 in there. So I believe from your 6th payment onwards, you can get access to more of it. I was tempted to take the $2,000, but I'd only have $700 left, which, you know, after the $2,100 would only leave me $600. But because things are going well, I thought, don't do that. You're putting the account vulnerable. There's no reason if I've had 6 payments now, I could have another 6 plus payments. So I decided just to take a small amount and leave the rest alone. In fact, I'm just checking to see if that payment's come out. Okay, news is coming up. Did it flash? Did I miss something? Did anybody see the flash? Or not? Did I say 2 minutes? Did it flash or didn't I set it? Let's set it to 1 minute, see if that works. Oh, I can't. Set for 2 minutes. What's he put? Just note that since the alarm has been run, it won't. Ah, okay. Ah, gotcha. Okay, fair enough. Let's put it back to 5 then. I'm aware of it now anyway, so. Got you. Sorry about that, bud. Gotcha. So, what is going on here? I'll make 2 alarms that you're a good one. Yeah, that'd be nice, that one. 5 minutes and then 2 minutes. Will be great. I appreciate that, bud. Checks in the post. Okay, so 15 seconds news. Now, it might not do anything, but I'd definitely be flat for it because it has been a little bit unpredictable lately. Okay, nothing too much. A little bit of flicker, but that's about it. You wouldn't know if you weren't watching it. Super. Okay, so that's done and dusted. So, is there a larger channel down? Let me just have a quick look at the daily. I'm going to have to get the bathroom again. I've just guzzled day. Okay, daily. Now, we kind of worked out there was a chance of that, and it came down. So how low is this going to go? Is it going to break these areas, or is it going to get down to here? It could well do, couldn't it? So I'll keep an eye on that. Ouch, excuse me a sec. Excuse me. Okay, let's have a look. I'm going to extend this. Let's see if I can get that to fit. Doesn't look that bad, actually. Let me just do 2 legs. So, in fact, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to leave that like that for now. Hold on. Let me just get rid of that a sec. Have you ever eaten Spud Bros cheese, beans and tuna? Spud Bros, what's that? Not sure what you mean. You on about like a jacket potato? Not sure what you mean there, bud. Oh, jacket potato. Have I ever had jacket potato? Yeah, absolutely. With tuna, cheese and beans. I have had it with tuna, cheese and beans, yeah. In fact, my wife and daughter had it last night, but without the tuna. I had paella last night. Is it good? Yeah, it's all right. What I do is give them a little prick with a fork, rub them in olive oil, put a little bit of salt on, and I put them in the air fryer. We're big air fryer fanatics in this house. Yeah, absolutely. Cook it, slice it down the middle, give it a squeeze, pop some butter in it, whatever you want to do. Absolutely. If you haven't got yourself an air fryer, go out and buy one. They are great, fantastic for things like sausages and cooking chicken and stuff like that. Excellent. Needs butter, absolutely. Got to put some butter in, big blob of butter. Do you know what? I have a feeling this may continue down. Leg up, leg up. I don't like that though. I did that. The good thing about me being at home is I tend to do the cooking. I was a chef for about 12 years, so but I did a chili earlier. I tend to cook before I trade so that when I finish it's kind of more or less ready, obviously depending. Leg and a leg. Yeah, it is looking like this is going to come down some more today. So let me have a look at that. Is this breakout pullback? I'm just going to leave that there as well, just in case there is a bigger channel there, because if there is, it may go like that. Failed long. I did consider something like that, but it's too close to those lows, and if there is a bigger channel down there, it could trigger that and pop up, which looks like it may do. I have a feeling this is looking bearish again. Possible second entry short there. It's too far from that EMA for me. So I'd like this to pop up a bit. Excuse me a second. Sorry about that. Okay. Let's get rid of that. This is more still moving down, I think. I'd like this to push up to here, actually. Yeah, I wouldn't even be considering longs at the moment. I'm looking for a short entry somewhere, maybe here. 1, 2. I'd like to clear out some of these stops, maybe. Okay. And let's see if we get some rejection here. Okay. Unfortunately, because of that, I can't go short there. I'm kind of hoping we get a break and there is a spike in a channel from, let's say, there. Or does that just look odd? Not sure about that. I got mixed feelings here. We got a channel there. I'm just not sure about this. It's working there. See, we've had a touch and a touch. So I don't know about that. It may be me having completely the wrong idea. But there's going to be a lot of stops there. So we got a channel with a break. I'd like to see a push up there to this area and take out a bunch of those stops. So I'm kind of thinking this. I did pop just above by 1 tick, yeah. I'm wondering whether it's something like that. Part of the reason is because it fits so nice at the bottom and it does look like a two-tiered channel. Can you see it fit in the midline there? Fits the midline there. So that's my concern. I mean, I could be completely wrong, but I'm just going to sit tight here. I got mixed feelings here, so I'm going to be just sitting on the fence. See if it follows my line again like yesterday. I don't think it will now, but you've got a single big, yeah, I'm just kind of having a look. The bit I don't like about this is we're coming away, and whenever we come away, as neat as that, it's often because we've got a slightly different channel, which is why I did that. You see what I mean? It's not, if I get rid of that, it's not following the bottom of this, it's coming away. Now, if it comes away a bit, in a lot of cases, we'll get a break, but it's coming away at exactly the same place every time. See what I mean? Now, I think then maybe that is the bottom of a channel. So if there's something that kind of makes me think about that, you see what I mean? Now, I could be completely wrong, but whenever it does this, I'm always curious anyway. Yeah, the midline fits okay, but the fact that it's coming across there, see, the midline fits nice there, but I think part of that is because there is a channel down there itself. So I still have this. The fact that it's doing that, it's fitting like it's squeezing along the bottom of a channel. That would even fit there, which means, yeah, I'm not sure about that. Let's just get rid of it for now. But I have a feeling that there is something sort of a lot less steeper. That just, yeah. Now there would be a second entry short there. Something about this I don't like. It is a second entry short, but I don't like this. Now, a lot of people are going to take that, and I think it's a mistake personally, but that's just my thoughts. The setup looks okay. The context is confusing me. Yeah, the bit that's making me nervous is if we have a channel like this, whenever we start to come away like this, it usually results in a break. We're not getting to the bottom. We've not got that momentum to get to the bottom. I agree with the setup. I think the setup is nice. The bit I don't like about it is this. If that's the bottom of the channel, we're coming away, which often will lead to a break. So I don't mind missing that. That's fine. Let's see who took it then. Yeah. I think more took it than didn't. It's just making me nervous, that. 3 points. Good on you. Good on you. I just don't like the way it's veering away from the bottom. Yeah, there's definitely some points available. Yeah, for sure. I just couldn't get my channel looking nice. It doesn't bother me missing a trade at all. Yeah, I just don't like the way that's coming away. It's telling me it's losing a bit of momentum. And I couldn't get a channel that I was sort of comfortable with, but there you go. Sometimes it happens, doesn't it? I think they're heading to 59.63. 59 where? Oh, 35, sorry. Down here. It's one of the reasons you took it, yeah. See, if this is the bottom of the channel, the fact that it's doing that often leads to a break, which is why I decided to leave it. But that's fine. I got no issues with leaving stuff. It's about to hit some possible stops anyway down here on that daily. Oh, so Thomas Wade never took it either, I don't think. Or did he? Have a look. No, he didn't, I don't think. Tesla is breaking into the 300s. Okay, so channel is a bit of an overshoot there, so a lower high here. Just get an order ready.
Order submitted.
There is a lower high there. Something about it I don't like. It's too close. And it goes down again. Yeah, that's why I left it. It's just a bit bundled up there. They're all kind of a little bit sideways there. I mean, if it's bearish, it just may work. But what I'm careful of is after missing that one. That was okay. I don't mind missing that one. But what I don't want to do is try and snap one. My wife used $1,000. Top tick Tesla. I almost cry when she told me. These things recover, don't they? I'm assuming you meant it dropped, didn't you? So channel down, one attempt to go higher. Is this a second attempt to go higher? We haven't broke below that one bullish bar. 3 for 3. Good on you, mate. Good time to get out, that is, or reduce your risk, or have an early day. Channel break, new high. There is a second entry short there. It's a bit congested though. 16 ticks. Leg and a leg. Out on the second entry. You took that, did you? Yeah, I'm not sure about that. It's a bit congested. I wouldn't be surprised if it triggers it. There's a bit of a space here. It's stacking up, isn't it? It may push up, go sideways and push up. Copper is wonky. So there's a pain when it does that. It's a little congested there. So if we can have a break up here, take out that stop, and then have a leg sideways and a leg. Okay, excuse me just a
Order
second.
canceled. Sorry about that. There is a second entry short, but it's a bit congested there, so I couldn't take that. Didn't get a lower high or anything. The trouble is, you can't argue it's not congested. We got 4 bars back to back, and you know what Max says, 3 or 4, 4 or more, or 3 or more bars stacked. It could trigger and push up and hit this. It's always possible. And this push down, we didn't get down very far, so it's just one of those things. Yeah, you have to pay attention to it. It is stacked up, and you can see then it continues to go sideways. Fortunately, eventually it did work. I just don't like what I'm looking at here a minute. I didn't think it was an ideal setup, just because most bar is above the EMA. Not mine. Down. It's time for a V-shaped reversal. Do you know the strange thing is, whenever you see this and you think it can't go down any further, it ends up down here. But same again there. We are coming away from the bottom. Now, it depends how bearish it is, but whenever we do this, often we'll go sideways or have a break. And sometimes it just won't make a difference. It'll go down. But that's part of the reason why I stayed out of that, because it's coming away like this. So sometimes it doesn't make a difference. You know, I have to kind of wait till... it doesn't bother me missing a trade. If something doesn't feel right, or all the... You know, there's something wrong with the picture, I'm more than happy to leave it. Yeah, so Dan didn't take that one. It is a bit stacked. We got a leg up with a break. It is stacked. A lower high would have been the better option there. I didn't get one. But then there's 4 bars stacked and 3 more there, so you can't argue with that. Now, yeah, it's very bearish at the moment, and sometimes it doesn't make a difference, but you have to prick your ears up there and say that's a little bit congested, because it's a shame to take a winning trade there and get into one a little bit congested and get stung. You know what I mean? Now, it's so bearish, it just may drop and continue down, but we're coming away there, so we're losing momentum. And whenever I put this, often it'll lead to a break. Now, being that it's that bearish, it just may not make a difference. But I can't get involved here. I think the reason it keeps going down that wedge is because there are multiple trends all day that level. Yeah. I mean, look, it's a worrying time for everything at the moment, isn't it? Bitcoin's dumping. Yeah, I mean, it is a worrying time at the moment, but I'm expecting a break here. Let's have a look. Where's Bitcoin now? So, crikey bits, Bitcoin's down some more. It's $300 off $85,000. Solana's at $135. Crikey, that's half, that has. Over the last couple of months. Ethereum's not doing well at all, $2,370. There's blood in the streets today. So this thing may just continue to drop, but it's clearly sideways here, so I'm waiting for a break now. Always a big dip. It doesn't help with all this stuff in the all this stuff with Trump at the moment and all that. It's not helping at all. So I want a break here. Well, screw because it got caught up with cripple scandal, Argentinia's president. I'm not sure. I've not heard about that. Do you know what? I had 60 Solana 7 or 8 months ago, maybe a bit more, and I think I paid $12, $13 and sold it for 18. God, then I wish I'd held on to them. Trouble is, you never know what it's going to do. Okay, so 1, 2. You can't take that at the moment, although it may work. There's going to be bulls trap there, I don't doubt. But because this is coming away, I'm expecting a break. They did a very bad rug pull there. So, I mean, look, this is the daily. You know what I mean? Is it coming down here? I wouldn't be surprised, but I would expect some kind of a pullback at some point. So 1, 2, 3. Is that a triple test? Bar's no good. It's a little bit better on my other chart, but it's still above the EMA. But because we're coming away, we're losing momentum. You can see that kind of a shift there, which is why I stayed out of that trade there. Because whenever we have that, and you can clearly see it's coming away. Well, I think I had it something like that, didn't I? Let's have a look here. That's how I had it. You see what I mean? It's coming away. It's coming away there, and we had a break. It does that all the time, which is another reason why I left that. As soon as we don't get down to the bottom here, it often leads to a break.
to fail. So it'd be interesting. Mind you, if you remember last bull run, Bitcoin almost came down from $60,000 to half. Let's have a look. So yeah, so the top of the last bull run, I think it got to about 66, 68,000, something like that. But it went from 60,000 down to about 38,000 before it pushed up to 66, where it topped. So I think this is a lot of part of it. But if you'd bought Bitcoin at $96,000 a few days ago and thought, you know, I'm going to do well out of this, and all of a sudden it drops. So that's the thing about crypto. You've got to be able to put up with the swings, and it can be pretty unnerving. So it was coming away from there, looked like a break, so I didn't get involved in any of these. US fell, US fall. Yeah. It's a bit of a mess, isn't it, at the moment? All this stuff with Russia and Ukraine and Trump and all this sort of stuff. It's getting very close to having troops on the ground, isn't it, as peacekeepers? So whether the UN goes in or something. So looks like there's quite likely going to be some American troops in there as peacekeepers, some European troops in there, certainly French troops, British troops, and other European members in there as peacekeepers. The trouble is, they're going to have to be very careful, because the last thing they want to do is get dragged into a ground war, or dragged into a ground war with any Russian troops there. So, Canadian troops, yeah. There'll be all sorts of troops in there. I dare say there'll be some French, some Italian, probably some Norwegian. Canadian, US, British. It's a good cheap second entry short, that one there. Trouble is, at the moment, with such a big move down there, I'd expect more than a small break like that and a drop. So for me, that'd be a counter trend. Luckily, it did work. I'm assuming that was the one you were thinking of. It's not very friendly towards US alloys. I think he's just... I think he probably is. He just doesn't come over looking like that at the moment. Whether he's trying to, I don't know, sweet talk Putin in a sense, I really don't know. I don't think anybody expected him to say what he said about Zelensky being a dictator, and that, you know, the war should have never happened. You know, they were clearly invaded by Russia. They didn't really have any say in it. But you don't know what's gone on with talks with Putin. Yeah, I don't know. You just kind of hear what you pick up in the press. So this to me isn't a reversal, it's just a break. But how far is it going to go? I mean, this thing is so bearish. So the channel clearly working up. How high is this going to go before we start thinking it's safe to look for a short to break these lows? So we are finding some support there.
No, you can't share things for some reason. I think it's just something that YouTube, you can't actually share anything, to be honest, with any type of a web address. You've got to write it down in words, in code. I don't quite know why it doesn't. It's a bit odd. See, I'd expect something like that. But being it's so bearish, it's hard to know, really. See, you could argue that there's a small break there to push us to a new high. Got a loss today, but got it back at the green. Back in the green. Good on you, mate. Take the rest of the day off. Yeah, you take it easy, Jan. We know you take it easy. You got a better life than all of us. Okay, so you got a channel with a break. I'm guessing that's not an overshoot. Channel break, new extreme. So how far is this thing going to come up? I mean, we're fitting there. We're fitting there. We're fitting there. I can't see any. I mean, this is coming away. To me, it was due a break, which is why I expected that there. I did there, which is why I stayed out of a trade there, but it came down anyway. I mean, that's pretty bearish, so it may not take much for it to push down, but that and that to go short there straight for a new low is too early for me. So almost a doji there. So is it going to go higher, push above this, or are we going to start to work down? It's hard to tell at the moment. You just can't do anything at the moment, really. Ordinarily, after such a big move down, I'd expect more than just that and then straight down there. So whether we have two legs or whether we have something a bit wider or we have one leg and then a second leg. But that could be like a shoulder, head, shoulder. It may come down. If we can get a push through this EMA, then that may give me some interest. But just going short here is not enough. Trouble is, we got to push up. One attempt to go lower, second attempt to go lower. Still could come higher. It's a bit early, I think. You're about a downtrend. I was kind of hoping we get a second entry long which triggers and gives us a failure. So there's a second entry long there. But just out of interest, you could say 1, 2, 3. There's a triple test. I wouldn't want to go long here, really, in all fairness, because of this big move down and a break. Because it's so bearish, it may, you know, with such a big move like this, ordinarily I'd expect it to mess around for 20 minutes before it eventually works down. But I think it's just too early to take that as a triple test, because you never quite know how quick this is going to move down. So, was it you said maybe a channel down? Yeah, it's possible. Especially now we got this. So we could get a second leg up here. So small micro with a break and a new high. It's too early to go short here. So we got a channel with a break and a new high, 2 attempts to push higher and a possible move up. So we could get a second leg up here. Trend up fits. I'm hoping this is just a separate thing. That actually would be a bit better. I'm assuming that's what you mean, isn't it? With a break, pushing up for a new high, possibly. Can feel it antsy. It's a good time to quit, mate. Finish early if you like that. So if you're up green, if you start to feel like that, time to finish early, I'd say. So if that's the channel, we got 2 legs down with a break, 2 pushes up to a new high. I meant off the... Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, the only trouble is, well, I don't know actually. I'm not sure. What I try and do is if I think it's had a break, I'll assume it has, and leave it at that rather than think it's, you know what I mean? Mind you, look at that thing go. That certainly looks like a channel. I mean, you're bound to get more of a move than just that after such a big channel down. I was kind of hoping these legs, if that's what they are, were a little bit separate. Yeah, it is, yeah. Yeah, if I think it's an overshoot, I'll assume it is. It just stops you getting into trouble. Personally, I just don't take higher lows like coming off triple test. At the moment, it's hard to know what's going on. I mean, I can't see. The channel fits nice. I can't see where there's a break. We've come off here. We've touched here. We've touched here. We've touched here. That looks nice to me. You can see we're coming away there. We're losing momentum after such a push down. So we're expecting a break. But I do expect a new extreme. You know, we're going to have a pullback at some point. So whether we end up having something like that and then something like that, I would much prefer them like that type of split apart a little bit. It's a bit odd being so close. It kind of just confuses the picture for me a little bit, but you know, maybe that's what it's going to be. There is some kind of areas of support around there, so maybe it's a bit high from this. Well, if I've got that as a measured move, so it's hard to say at the moment, but until we kind of know for certain it's sort of topped off and it is working down, it's hard really to take a trade at the moment. If I'd have had that, then I may have taken that higher low, but it's hard to say, isn't it? You just don't know whether it's going to trigger income down and there is a channel down. And that's the trouble, really. These markets move really quick, so you don't have a hell of a lot of time to think. That's why I think experience counts for... Experience is everything, really, isn't it? What's that? $2750. It's unusual that it's my payout's been approved, but it hasn't come off my balance, which is a bit unusual. I'm just going to have a quick look and make sure it is the right account. Approved. It's 15. Oh, it has. Yeah, it has. Yeah, it's okay. Stacking a bit there. Okay, excuse me a sec. I'm just going to get a quick glass of water. Wait a second. Do you know something? I was looking at this and considering a lower high here, and look at that straight down. So we didn't quite get up to that measured move. Look at this thing. Damn. 3 for the day. Good on you, mate.
Do you know what I will say? Looking at my second chart here, we got this big channel down here. I expected more than just that and that for this, so I do wonder whether this is a channel and that's just a break. I mean, it's maybe a bit far-fetched, but who knows? I never had anything here. I was kind of thinking maybe a lower high trap in the long side. Yes. But it does look like it's can't remember the last time I did 3 trades in a day. I did 2 a week and a half ago in one day, which is unusual for me. Yeah, it did, didn't it? We didn't get a new low and it reversed. Yeah, I remember that. Do you know what I think? Not only do I think we're going to make a new low, I think this is likely to go down a bit further. Just looking at this chart at the moment now, I don't think it's it has broken below there. So are we going to get a bit of a pullback? I mean, that's some bearish moves there, isn't it? But I think there's a good chance we get down here. But usually once it picks off maybe some of these areas, that's where traders take profits when it gets to these areas. So it's hard to know. I don't think the down stuff's finished with. Maybe for today or for now. It's hard to say. So I've got this slightly like this, I have. And it does look like it's kind of working. Yeah, Thomas Wade's just got his the same. That's what I tend to do now, I think. Just going to get an order ready just
Order
in case
submitted.
we get... Excuse me, 2 legs up.
Leg and a leg. I don't think I can squeeze that. I probably could a bit. Not now. It's 18 ticks. That is quite a risk, I think. That's what I mean. We could get a leg and a leg. Very tempting, but it's bloody massive. There's not much room to the lows. I think that's a good reason. I know it's a terrible trade, but it's 26 ticks, tick above, tick below. I don't want to risk that much. There's not much room to the lows. Could get a leg and a leg before it pushes down. So there is technically a second entry long that has triggered. It's a little bit congested though, so we could get a leg and a leg. Okay, leg and a leg, let's see. Looking for a leg and a leg. Trouble is inside bar that, so fortunately nothing we can do. Two bull bars in a row. The trouble is, with such a move, we could have a leg and a leg. We really could before it comes down. See, that would be the bar to trap for me personally. The only bit I'm nervous about here is if there is some kind of a channel up. But you'd like to think that bar was trapped. Same again, it's 19 ticks. It's a little bit stacked. Now, it may work, but I'm staying out of this. It's just looking a little bit confusing at the moment.
Order cancelled.
There's definitely going to be some stops there, but how far is this going to go down? I mean, my gut is telling me this is going to come down, break below there, but if it does, it may turn back here. It's just hard to say at the moment. I mean, it's congested here, so it could chop you up. Yeah, it certainly is. I still think this is going to push down and take out that stop. Possibly that. So if you took that one, that was just asking for trouble. That were right at the top of the range. It triggered it, came down, and eventually stopped it out. Trouble is, I can't see anything else where I'd think traders would have got in. But then we've dropped out of it and pulled back. So getting into a short here, it's congested to hell, really. I still think we're going to come down and make a new low, and this may be the start of it, but hence the word maybe. And if that looks like a channel, it doesn't look terrible. We'd expect 2 legs down and a break in a new extreme. So As I say, we had something similar here. We had a break and it continued up. So, you know, it's such a big move down. There's always a possibility we could have something like that before it eventually goes down. I don't think we will. But it's certainly possible. There's a second entry long there which is triggered. So this would be a failure. Trouble is, there's just... Can't see where we've had a break, see. That's fitting quite nice there. So I have to give that a little bit of time to push higher. It may not. It may just come tumbling down, but... So we've broken below there, but no rush down. Might just be 2 legs up and a channel down. It's a bit early, I think, to get into a short here. That one triggered and pushed straight up, so I'm going to leave that. I mean, that is pretty strong. But then look, crosses straight over and takes off. Excuse me. So there is kind of a higher low there. I think it's likely that does push up and break these, but that bar's just naff. It does look like we've had a break and it is trying to push up. The EMA's flat. As I say, I would like to see something like that again. Yeah, it does feel trappy, doesn't it? I think when it's getting a bit hard to read like this, it's very easy to get into something and regret it. So when it is doing this, you know, part of me is thinking a leg up and a leg up and then down, but ultimately you never know. There's a second entry short there. So easy to just jump into that. I actually think that's an okay. I think that is the trade that's going to push down, but I'm not taking it because it's 16 ticks and it's stuck in the middle of that. But my gut feeling, broken above there, big strong move. But because it is choppy, I'm not taking it. There's going to be some stops there. Once we get below there, we may at this level and then down here. Trouble is, doesn't trigger, moves over, pushes up to the EMA. I don't think that one will get stopped out. I think that'll come down now. I just didn't want to take 16 ticks because it is stacked. What I think and what I act on are two different things. My gut's telling me that's a big bearish bar. We triggered above there. So my gut is telling me that's come down. But my head is telling me that's congested. Be careful. So I'd go for 3 points. So it'd have to be there. I'm pretty sure it looked that. It's going to eat up some stops. Yeah, it has done. It would have to hit 3 1/4, which it has. So I'm going to put that there as that slightly more aggressive trade, but that looks like just 2 legs up and then it's starting to work down. How many screens have I got? 4, bud. 4. You need them when you're streaming. 2 of, well, I've got OBS up and I've got this up. The comments, the YouTube studio. So yeah, I've got 4 and they're all full. So big bearish bar there. Unfortunately, it's only really a first entry. You may argue it's a triple test, but I'd rather wait for a second entry short. I was tempted there, but it's only really a first entry. I mean, you may argue it's a failure, but I wasn't feeling it. My concern is we have a leg and a leg before we push down. Strap on the 10,000. I haven't got it up at the moment. Still got that daily on there. Excuse me. There is a second entry short there, but that's just a bit too far from that EMA. Very close to the lows, see. I mean, that may trap a few traders, but we're only a tick or two off the bottom, and then we're so close to that lows. Okay, made a new extreme. Now, is this thing going to continue down? I think there's a fair good chance that it is. That looks like a correction. I think there's a good chance we get another leg down here, I do. Mind you. How far have we pushed down on this first big move? Let's have a look. 82 points. So we're down a total of 86 points. Okay, excuse me just for a second. Okay, measured leg played out. I still think this is going to go down some more. Ay, 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 ay. Wrong one. Everything is falling. Yeah, it seems that way, doesn't it? Bitcoin just over 86,000. Solana's down 11%, XRP down 10%, Ethereum's down 10%, Doge is down 11%, ADA's down 11%, Link's down 10.5, nearly 11, Avalanche is down 10.5, Sui's down 8, XLM's down 13, everything's red. H-bar down 16%. I got some H-bar. Right, this is where we find out whether this thing's going to continue down. My guess is it will. So, just got to be careful initially. Channel break, new extreme. Or feeling godlike. Definitely have to stop me here. You can get a false, excuse me about that. You can get a false sense of security, can't you? It's possible there is something larger. I'm just going to kill the colour off that, just in case. So that looks like a correction, so I wouldn't be surprised if we had another leg down. Let's just get a short order in, just in case. I need it to hold here, really. It's not a very strong reaction off there. That's not what I wanted.
Order cancelled.
Mm. So this to me is losing momentum. But good gains. Good on you. Switch to a sim. Very sensible. I will say this larger channel is fitting really nice on that EMA. Okay, we're at the top of this possible channel down. Got a channel break, 2 pushes to a new low. Let's see if we get any type of rejection off here. If we can push through that EMA, then I may get interest. Mind you, we've had a break from this, 2 pushes down to a new low. So, I mean, it could push up, couldn't it? I have an inkling that it's not, though. Looking at that daily, looks like there's more bearish to come. Let's see what we could do with Trump saying some more negative and stuff now. Right now. Okay, folks, I'm just going to take a quick 5-minute break. Move that. Yeah, okay. I'm just going to take a quick 5 minutes, make a cup of tea, and I'll be back 3 to 5 minutes.
Okay. Let's have a look. We just get rid of that. Super. So, let's get rid of that larger channel now, I think. And think more larger. Whoa. I'm guessing I had some stops there. I dare say there'll have been some short stops there, taking this down for possibly a second leg. We got a correction there. And quite often we would have a second leg, so I suppose that might be why we had that little bit of a lurch. I'm just going to put... I'm going to put that line there, overnight lows. That played a part yesterday. I used to have overnight lows on here. In fact, I may still have it over here. See, oh, okay, overnight highs and lows. I'm going to say, yeah, and it's locked as well. Dash, yeah. I used to put this on. Excuse me. Let's just see where that hit. So, that I would have suggested is an overshoot. I don't think it fits fantastic to the midline. It's floating around it, which I don't think is enough. Now, I did say earlier, after such a big move down, there's a possibility of a leg and a leg up before we push down some more. So this second leg has gone further than this, so there's always that possibility this could reverse. Should have stayed long. The trouble is, with hindsight, it's easy, isn't it? But in real time, you haven't got that luxury of you knowing what's kind of going on. Is it an indicator? No, it's just I just had it I just have it saved down here as one of my templates. I got all-time highs, liquidity, New York Open, blah blah blah. These are just ones I've saved in the past, and I just seem to remember I used to mark them. I used to have marked just as an area of interest where it may just decide to bounce off, you know what I mean? Reverse, you never know. That looks like an overshoot to me. It fits very nice there. When I extend it, it doesn't necessarily play any better part on the midline. So if this is going to come down, I would expect that bar to trigger. That one has.
you could say that's a higher low. Technically, by the account, it's a second entry long and that's a higher low. But that looks like a leg to me, so I'd like to see that bar trigger and then come down for a second leg, and it may even reverse from there. So my gut feeling is I'm going to do that, because I wouldn't want to take that bar, whether it will trigger or not. How do you set it automatically every new day? Automatically, I don't know, mate. I just mark out where it is, really. I rarely use it, to be honest with you. I used to, but okay, so it never triggered that, but I'm pretty sure it'll come below there. That's a bit of a weak link, that is, for me. If you took that, it'll trigger you and stop you out, I think. But that looks like an overshoot, so I would expect a move in this direction. But there is a bearish bar there, which is triggered. But it's just a bit early days yet. I don't think that is a bigger channel. It's moving around the EMA. It doesn't necessarily bounce off it anywhere. Yeah, that's what I mean. That's why that one will get stopped out, I think. Second entry long, it's triggered trap traders and coming down, so I'm pretty sure it'll break below there. I was hoping it was going to trigger above there, and there's a higher low there. That would give it a little bit more oomph. Excuse me. So I expect at least a leg in the way of a correction for it to possibly still go up. But that's bound to get eaten up. Bound to get. It's easy pickings, that. Another one's triggered up to the top of here and then down, taking out that stop and that one. There's bound to be traders taking that, bound to be, and there'll be some traders taking that. So there'll be some stops. There you go. So you can just see these, can't you? I used to get trapped in these all the time, thinking second entry long, let's go long, damn it. And then you lose, and someone says there's legs, so you go one leg, two leg, and jump in there again, trigger, damn it, 2 trades, 2 losses in a row. I used to do that all the time. Now, is this going to pull back down now for another leg down after 2 pushes up? It's a bit too early, isn't it? But I did mention with that, I expect more than just that and a new low, but that's what it did. But maybe this is 2 attempts to push higher and it does come down. Now, sometimes when you get an overshoot, you can get a break there and a break the opposite side, and it will continue on. And whether this is the case or not, I don't know. So that bullish bar has just triggered now. I'd like to see that go up a little bit and then come down. Hoping to trap a couple of buyers here and then come down. We've got one trap there, or some trap there. I'd rather have a higher low and trap a few more and then have a decent space to get down. There's just no space between there and there, really. There's nothing worth taking. Looking for this to trap some longs and then push down. Maybe something like that, I don't know.
Order submitted.
So there'll definitely be some stops there. No argument there. Move's already been made, unfortunately. So there's nothing I can do there, but I do expect it to break below there. Second entry sure will be a better option. Now that's interesting. 1, 2, 3. That could possibly be a
Order
triple
cancelled.
test. Very tempting, that. No, I still expect those to get taken out. It's not gone very well anyway, to be fair. Let's put that back where I had it. So I just thought we've bounced 3 times there. And that was wishful thinking. There's definitely going to be stops behind here. I know there is, because I know a couple of traders who've got in there. So I think you have to accept the fact that, wow, I didn't see that. I'm going to say accept the fact that this is going to take that area out, but maybe it isn't. Unfortunately, there's no even an indication there that that may do that. So we've got a channel down, one attempt to push higher, second attempt to push higher. So, if we get something like this. Yeah, I still think this is going to break these lows. I was hoping we would get a bearish bar up here, kind of a channel down, 2 attempts to push higher, which fails and pushes through here. But it's not going to, is it? Yeah, so if you took those, to me, it was always going to push those things down, really. I mean, there was a possibility of a triple test, but with the overshoot, I think you have to avoid longs now. You'd have been all right there. You'd have got something, but not much. So it's hard to say what's likely to happen. Now we've had this 2 legs up, 2 legs down, whether this is reversing or not. It's just struggling at these areas, which tells me obviously there'll have been a lot of selling there, won't there? And there'll be traders holding on here, maybe stops up here, maybe this area, maybe this area. So as it's getting closer, props they're adding. So we could have a leg up with a correction and then another leg up. It's hard to say. It's very tempting to do a long here, actually. I'd have preferred to get a little bit further down. That's that type of correction I like. So there is support along there, so see if we can get anything. Tough one, that is. See, after that correction, I'd like to see this push out. If that had been a better bar, more of a full bar, I'd have had a go at that. It's that type of correction I'd like. I'd have preferred it to come a bit lower, so that was part of the reason. But if that was a full bar and it wasn't huge, I'd have had a go at that because I like this kind of correction. Often it pushes up to these highs. And even if you got in there, there's a potential, well, 15 points there. You're at 6 already. Yeah, it was just a bit of I don't know, a bit of a neutral bar, which is why I left it. Five for five. One of them on a sim, enough torture for me shutting down, heading to the gym. Yeah, you take it easy, buddy. I don't blame you. I'll be heading to the bar, I think. That's my kind of gym. I lift a, well, it's more like that actually, a whiskey glass. Yeah, I keep meaning to join the gym again, actually. I should do. So you're looking on that 10,000 tick chart, there's kind of a second entry long there, right at the entry point. We got a leg up. So that actually doesn't look terrible. So I am kind of thinking it is going to push up. Unfortunately, there's nothing there. If that had been a full bar and slightly lower, I'd have had a go there and just followed it up. Maybe had it below there or maybe there. You've guaranteed yourself 4.25 points, so you could just jump in and grab the 6. But I think there's a good chance we get up to the top, so I think it's probably worth guaranteeing yourself 4.25 and leaving it there. Fortunately, there's nothing I can do there. Hmm. Okay, there we go. So it did what I expected it to. It's just unfortunate the bar was a bit naff. Spotted one the other day and it did exactly the same. Look at that. It's been out of the top 15 points. Oh, that would have been nice. Oh, that would have been beautiful. Thing is, if you can spot them and you got the right direction, usually they work. Now, we'd made the low. We'd had two pushes down low, and this looked like it was working on its way up. So it's just a shame it wasn't a little couple of 3 ticks higher. I'd have got in there. Wasn't a massive bar either, I don't think. Tick above. 2 and 3/4. I can live with that. That's less than on one contract. That's less than $150. Okay, let's see if there's anything larger. It's a bit early, isn't it? I've got a swing trade running on the long side, doing okay at the moment. Good on you, bud. Excuse me. How long have we been going for? 3 hours and 5 minutes. Like a pullback here. Go for long runs. You can trade micros. Yeah, you can, yeah. To be honest with you, I feel much better. Now I've dropped to one contract. I feel so much more relaxed, to be honest with you. Just to know that, you know, the trouble is, before, if I take one trade and it loses, I'm out of the game. So I wasn't I was hesitant to take a trade if I thought it was a slightly more aggressive one, but I thought it was worthwhile. That was one in particular that I was looking at. I expected this to push down or something like that. But I tend to wait for absolutely perfect setups. But now I've reduced my risk by half and I'm allowing myself 2 losses in a day, which I'd have only lost the equivalent of 1 before anyway. It's kind of made me relax a bit more. And I'm using me sort of experience and common sense as well as, you know, looking for a setup. So I think I'm done for the day. I may come back for an hour later, but I'm getting hungry. I haven't eaten today. So we've been going just over 3 hours. So I'm going to nip off for an hour and I may come back for an hour later. So better luck to you all. I hope you get something, or if you haven't already, have a great evening. Stay safe and we'll catch up tomorrow. Bye for now.